We decided to head to Catalina for the first real trip on GrayLight. We had heard that some 30 to 40 pound bluefin tuna had been caught just off the backside in the past couple of days. The weather looked good, so we headed out just after noon to cross the channel and pick up a mooring in Two Harbors.
We got to Two Harbors. They had no shore boat operating. We don't have a dinghy, so looks like we're swimming to shore.
We ended the day with a bottle of sparkling apple cider and crawled into our tiny beds. It turns out we all slept really well. Maybe it's the rocking of the boat or the calming sounds of the harbor at night, or maybe we're always just exhausted from a busy day on the water, but we never sleep as soundly as we do on a boat tied to a mooring. We headed out around the west end of the island to begin the search. Our electronics and bait tank were on order, so all we had was a VHF radio and an iPad. There were plenty of boats in the area, so they must have heard the same thing we did. We decided to troll around and look for signs of life, and if we saw any fish, we'd cast some lures. We trolled around most of the day without seeing or hearing about any fish being caught in the area. The fish must have moved on. So we headed back around to the front side of the island to try to salvage the day and catch some dinner.
We saw some birds diving, and we drove as quick as we could over.
We headed back to the mooring happy to have found some fish. We kept enough for some fresh sushi and a couple good meals before we used to rest. After another great night of sleep, it was time to head back to reality. A quick breakfast of instant oatmeal and we were on our way home. For being so close to home, Catalina always feels like we're in some exotic faraway destination, and we never really want to leave.
Back, we saw some splashing, and then we went over to it and saw that it was dolphins. Oh my God! Oh my God! The dolphins like swimming at the bow of our boat, and it's so cool because they're like a foot away from us while Emma and I are just sitting at the front, and they're like, if we reached down, we could easily touch them, and it was awesome.
They made a bait bowl, and then they would all just pass through and eat some fish.
Just came back. We crossed the channel at an average of 27 miles an hour, getting about 2.5 miles to the gallon, so that was awesome fuel economy. We had an absolutely amazing time.